Hi everyone, I'm Lauren and I'm back again with another game collection video. This time I'm going over my PS3 games. We're actually getting close to the end of this series of videos, at least for now. I don't think I'll do these every year, but I'm sure I'll do this again at some point because I like doing this. I like talking about all my games. What is left is this video PS3 and PS4, and then the miscellaneous stuff where I only have one or two games for a few different systems, so I'll do that in one video. That will be really short. So yeah, PS3 I have a lot of games for. I quite like it. My husband gave it to me as a gift, pretty sure, from what I remember. And I got to it pretty late, but I just really took to it. It's region free, which is really nice. Got some imports and all that. And for a while it was pretty cheap. It's gotten a little bit expensive lately because of the whole server being like, we're gonna close down. And then suddenly Sony's like, no, just kidding, I guess we won't. So prices have come down a little bit, but I'm trying to finish up the games that I want for the PS3, but that'll definitely take a little while because some of them are a little bit expensive and I missed out on that, but what can you do? There's not really much else to say. PS3 might be the third most games I have for any one system. Maybe like fourth or fifth. It's pretty high up, so because I like it. Region free. And also quite a few RPGs, maybe not as many as PS1 or PS2, but there's still quite a few, and quite a few interesting games. So anyway, let's just get on into them. First off is Africa. This is, this is a Japanese copy because I got it in Japan for $10. Unfortunately, the English version is like at least $100. I don't remember how much exactly it is. It might be more like $200. But yeah, it's really expensive in English. $10, $200 or whatever. Yuck. But anyway, this is a you're in Africa and you're taking photos of various wildlife and exploring around. And man, it looks really cool, and I wish I knew Japanese better because I've been wanting to play this for a while, but I don't think I can do it because there's a lot of different things you can muck around with camera settings. Like you have a lot of different cameras and you have a lot of different options and whatever, and I'm not familiar with camera stuff, so I would have to listen to the tutorial, and that's kind of hard to do when it's in Japanese and you're not very good at Japanese. So yeah, I really want to get the English copy sometime. Maybe if I get a job, I can use my job get money to get that. That's a big consider because I really want to play it. Also, fun fact, I think this is made by Sony, and also National Geographic cooperated with. If it's not Sony, cooperated whoever developed it, and I think it's kind of neat. So it looks pretty realistic-ish, and it's a very chill looking game, and I like chill games. And then we have Alice Madness Returns. This is a fairly new acquisition, so I don't know too much about it. I haven't given it a shot yet, but I think it's a dark Alice in Wonderland inspired thing, platformy, some action-y type stuff. I heard it's really good, and so yeah, picked it up. It was kind of one that I rushed to pick up to try and get it before it maybe got expensive. I don't know if it's expensive or not right now, but it looks pretty interesting. And then we have Aquaplus Dream Match. This is a fighting game featuring characters from Aquaplus. And Aquaplus is a pretty small development company. They mostly do visual novels, but they do some visual novel hybrids, and maybe they do some non-visual novel stuff, but mostly visual novels. Probably the most well-known thing that they've done that's been localized is Utawaru no. Other than that, most of the stuff they've done hasn't been localized. So yeah, and I think this was put out before Utawaru no was released at all in English. Maybe the anime was out at the time, but other than that, none of the other characters are at all well known to North America, really, or they're from games. where it's like, all right, we can't play them or whatever. So that this is a really interesting release. I don't know why they decided to release it, but I'm glad they did. It's I don't remember if I mentioned it's a fighting game. I'm bad at fighting games, but this is enjoyable enough for me to just muck around with, so I like it. And then we have Artenelica Quagga, Nell of Arshel. Or Arshel? I don't really know. This is in one of my favorite series, the Artenelica series. They're an RPG series. They range from turn-based to action RPG. This is an action one, and involves these girls who have the power, magic power, to sing and magic woo, sing, and other shenanigans and stuff. I haven't played all of the Artenelica games, but I played the first 3. This is the 3rd one, and by far this is my least favorite one. They changed the combat from more turn-based to straight-up only action combat. And it's just really awkward because it is action, real-time, whatever, but you also have to time certain things, and it's clunky, and you have to activate your super mega spell, song spell type thing with motion controls. Like, you have to move the controller like this, and it doesn't always work. Usually if you give it really good, then it works, but it's so awkward. I don't want to do that. It's not natural. And there's so much backtracking. It's awful, especially since there's this one particular building. I think it's supposed to be like a government type building. I don't remember exactly, but the map is so bloody confusing. It has elevators all over the place, and I don't remember how many floors, but let's say there's 6. The elevators don't go from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, etc. They go like 1 to 3, and maybe this other one goes 1 to 4, and this other one goes 2 to something. They're all bonkers and don't make any sense. And if you go to like the wrong one, it's like, oops, this is a dead end section. Better go back down and find a different elevator. It's like, and you have to go through that so many times, and it's awful, and I hate it. Why is that there? That being said, there's some, there's a lot of interesting, stuff with the relationships and whatever. The characters are interesting, but man, I feel like they really dropped the ball with the gameplay and stuff here, so it was quite annoying to play through, unfortunately. I'll probably go back to it. There's some other routes I haven't gotten, so I might do that, and maybe I'll get the platinum trophy at some point, because I like the Artenelica games, and I just kind of do. I don't know, but And then we have Arno Surge, Ode to an Unborn Star. This is also in the Artenelica series. I think it might be a prequel. I don't really know. I haven't played it yet. Well, okay, I've played it a little bit, but I was playing this when I only had this really tiny TV available, and I just couldn't see a lot of the things that I needed to see, like the text or the icons on stuff. It was impossible for me to play, so I stopped, and I haven't given it another shot. Some characters from the Vita game are not Arshel no Surge appear in here. I don't know how they're related, particularly since we never got Shiel no Surge in English, so that's fun. And apparently there's some stuff that if you have save data from Shiel no Surge, at least in the Japanese version, then you get some extra stuff. But they had to remove that because we didn't get Shiel no Surge, or at least in English. So that's fun. But yeah, I have no idea how this one is, but it looks like they went back to a more turn-based system, which instead of action like Quagga, so I am a fan of that, if that's the case. Then we have Asura's Wrath. This is a pretty recent get because of the PS3 scare. And I don't super know how it is, but I think some of these characters are from Street Fighter, and they're really angry, and it sounds like there's a lot of QTEs, and it's very bonkers based off of some of the cutscenes I've seen. But, yeah. Also, infamously, you can't get the ending unless you buy the DLC. Yay, that's stupid. Thanks, Capcom. Thankfully, I bought the DLC, because I was like, I won't be able to get the ending if they close the server, and they didn't end up closing that, but still, now I have it, so I can at least get the ending, yay. And then we have a big swath of Atelier games, because it's probably my favorite series, so I have essentially all of the PS3 Atelier games. There's technically one I'm missing, but I'll get into that, I guess. So I have Atelier Ravona Plus, Atelier Totori. I'm not going into subtitles, it'll take forever to do. Atelier Maru, I can't see that. Yeah, those three are in the Arland sub trilogy thing. Then Atelier Aisha, Atelier Eska and Logi, and Atelier Shali, and those three are in the Dusk sub series thing. So yeah, I really like Atelier games. They're very chill, turn-based. Well, they're mostly turn-based RPGs. I think the newest one is different. I don't know. And lots of alchemy. The girls doing cute stuff, and it's a lot of fun. Mostly really chill, and I just really enjoy that. They're not crazy complicated, but at the same time they do have some depth with the alchemy system. It's not just gather stuff, press X, it's done. You have to think about what traits you want to pick and forth. Well, it depends on the game, but there's a lot of different decisions you have to make on how you make things to make the stuff you need. It's fun. I love them a lot. I haven't played... No, I played all of these. I haven't played all of them in the other systems quite yet, but I do quite like all of these. So I have basically all of them on the PS3. The only one that I'm technically missing, and I'm not sure if I want to get or not, is so this is Atelier Rona Plus. There is a non-plus version that came out obviously before this one, and they put this one out because it was a little rough looking, the original Atelier Rona, so they just decided to remake it as a plus version. This is the only one that they did that with the PS3 versions, although they now have PS4 and Switch plus versions, which I'm not exactly sure how they're different or not, but regardless. If I want to say, like, just quick thoughts on all of them, I really like Rona Plus. It's pretty strict with deadlines, but it's not too bad if you can make sure you stay focused on your tasks that you're given. Then we have Atelier Totori, which is one of my least favorite Atelier games, because it has pretty strict deadlines, but it also has all this, like, hey, you can do whatever you want sort of thing. So it's this weird combo of, I can do so many different things, but there's this deadline. And what happened was, I guess I just didn't manage my time very well, and I got to a boss that I couldn't beat unless I made some better armor. So I made the better armor, and then I beat the boss, but then I ran out of time. Bad ending. This is the only one that I played that I've got a bad ending for, so that's a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth, perhaps. So there's that. And then Atelier Meru, like a little better than Totori. A little bit less strict on the deadlines, but keeping the more open stuff, and you're making a kingdom. That's kind of fun. Atelier Aisha, I really like, partially because it's my first Atelier game that I played. I like the character designs a lot better in here compared to the other ones, and it's been a while since I played this, but it has a cool story to it, and it's still has a deadline, but it's not super strict. Atelier Eska and Logi, a lot of people's favorites Atelier game. You have two characters this time. The system for alchemy is really cool, and again, I really like the story. The characters are really good in here too. And Atelier Shali, this one has no time limits, sort of. They just make your character run really slow if you're taking too long in a certain chapter. Again, this has two characters, and this is a really kind of depressing somewhat story, but it's also lighthearted fun, and it's cool. I really like this one. I still don't know what one of my favorite is. I can't think about that off the top of my head. I would need to really dissect them, but I like pretty much all of them. So next one is the Awakened Fate Ultimatum. This is a roguelike RPG with something gods and angels, and I haven't played this one, so I don't know exactly the story. There's one that comes before this called Awakened Fate something. I don't remember. I got rid of it though because I was frustrated about the difficulty, which is kind of dumb. I should have like looked up something, which I didn't. So I want to get that back and replay it, and then get to this probably. Oh yeah, this is by Nipponichi, so I haven't really heard anybody talk about this one in particular, so I don't know much about it. Then we have probably one of my favorite games all time. I don't know where it lands, but it's up there for sure. And it's Deadly Premonition, the director's cut. It's on the bottom somewhere for cover design, but it's a really fun game for me. It's kind of horror-y, mystery, but it's really cheesy and silly and kind of jank, but it's a lot of fun, and I feel like the characters in it are kind of like giving you a wink, like, hee, we're being silly a little bit almost. I don't know how to describe it, but it's really fun, and I really love it. There's some gameplay stuff that it's a little bit hard to do, because it is a little janky. It's pretty glitchy and stuttery at some points, but it's not bad enough for me to not like it. So yeah, I have a lot of fun with this. And then we have Deception 4 Blood Ties. I haven't really played this. I think I played a little bit, but again, I was playing on a really small screen, so I was just like, I can't read anything, so this isn't fun. But this is like, you have a castle or some sort, and there's various people that are trying to invade it, and you have to set up various traps to murder them. It seems very silly, this particular one. It's in a series, Deception 4. But this one seems a lot sillier than some of the other ones. Like, on the back, there's like a pumpkin on somebody's head. There's a lady on a weird horse type thing. So there's some like dark humor in here from what I can tell. But I haven't really played it, so from what I understand, it's almost like making a Rube Goldberg, however we say that, machine, but like with deadly contraptions to kill the intruders. Then we have Dragon's Crown. This is a pretty well liked action RPG. It's really pretty. Haven't gotten too far in this one. I don't remember why. Maybe just because college and got distracted and busy. But it seemed neat from what I could tell. Had a big controversy with one of the characters and boobs. But you know, it was pretty fun from what I could tell. I don't remember how difficult it was. Maybe I gave up because of difficulty. I don't know. But I remember being fine. Then we had the Drakengard 3. I haven't gotten to this one because I haven't played the first two yet. But it's an action RPG. Yoko Taro, who does Nier, I think he's also directing this. And so he tends to be very strange. And this one seems to be also very strange, but interesting strange from some of the cutscenes I've seen just on YouTube. So yeah, hopefully I can get to this at some point. I need to get the first Drakengard though, because I have the second one, I just don't have the first one. And then hopefully I can play through them and then get to that one. Then we have Earth Defense Force Insect Armageddon. EDF series is pretty popular. This is my first one that I've played, and you're like a dude shooting at bugs, giant mutant bugs and various alien things. Very cheesy, doesn't look very good. It looks very low budget, but it's a lot of fun and it knows what it is, and it's great. I don't know how this one stands compared to other ones because I've only played like 2 or 3 of them, so I don't have any opinions on that, but I enjoyed it, so. And then we have Eternal Sonata. This is a RPG. I don't remember if it's turn-based or not, but it's has a big center around music. Is it Bach or Chopin? It's some classical dude and something what? I don't know. I haven't played that very much of it, but there seems to be like this mechanic with where you're standing in the dark or light changes certain things. Again, I haven't played very much of it because my TV was really small at the time, so just haven't gotten back around to it. But I heard it's really good, so hence why I have it. And then we have Folklore. This is This is a really strange action RPG, really dark. I haven't beaten it yet because everything's crazy, but there's this weird thing with you're capturing these, they're called folks. They're basically monsters, and you summon them, and they do different things, and it's just all around very dark and strange. I don't know how else to describe it other than that, but it's pretty neat from what I played. But I need to finish it, because I did enjoy what I played, but I haven't gotten super duper far. Also, this is physical only, because why? Apparently made by Sony, and they're just like physical only, so ha ha ha. Why, guys? Or at least published by Sony, so come on. You guys could have put it on the digital store. Next is Hatsune Miku Project Diva F2nd. It's a rhythm game featuring Miku and her music and some other Vocaloids as well. But only Miku gets to go in the title, because she's greedy like that. Anyway, this is pretty fun. It can be pretty difficult at times, but there's a lot of good songs in here, at least I think so, and I really like Miku, so yeah. I like rhythm games, so double yeah. Then we have Infamous Collection. This includes Infamous and Infamous 2. Is that what they're called? Yeah. It says it also includes Infamous Festival of Blood, but the DLC code just expired a long time ago, so I didn't get that with this. But it's an action game, open world. There's there's a basic morality system, like killing people is you're bad, and you do the good things, you're good. And you have different electric powers depending on which side you go. Pretty basic. I've only played a little bit of the first one, so I don't know how I feel about it, but I picked this up because I was like, yeah, I want to pick it up, because I remember liking what I played. And then we have Journey Collector's Edition. This includes Flow, Journey, and Flower, which are 3 games by that game company. I recently played Journey, actually, and it's kind of it's a journey in the desert. Kind of, very little is explained to you, so you kind of get hints and bits and pieces from various things, and there's supposed to be a thing where you randomly meet someone, and oh, hi, and you can only communicate with chirps and stuff, but I didn't see anyone, so probably because I'm playing on the PS3, and this has been out for a very long time. I don't know if this was a launch game, probably not, because of it, but it was pretty early release, I feel like. Apparently I met someone in my game, because it tells you at the end, like, hey, you met up with this person, but I didn't see them. Where were they? Yeah, I've also played Flower, which is a pretty simple-y game, where you're guiding these wind and flowers with the motion controls, and it's pretty neat. I don't know with Flow. I don't think I've played it, but yeah. Then we have Lair. I haven't gotten around to playing this yet. It's a somewhat more recent purchase, but I think it's a launch game. It's an early release for sure, because of this this side thing is that's only for like earlier releases, and you're flying a dragon and you're attacking stuff. That's what I know about it. I know on its original release it got really panned because you had to control the dragon with motion controls, and that was kind of awkward apparently. But they have a patch now, or a DLC type thing, where you can enable just stick controls. So I don't know how it plays with that, but it was really cheap, so I wanted to give it a shot. Then we have Lego Disney Pirates of the Caribbean, the video game. I've only played one Lego video game before, or at least in this style of Lego video games, and I really liked it, so I wanted to get another one. And this one is adventure-y, attack-y-tack, collect all the doodads, Lego, but with Pirates of the Caribbean. Then we have an interesting one, Lost Dimension. This is a strategy RPG with this tower thing that you have to climb up, and there's a bit of a system where, like, oh, one of you is the traitor, and you have to deduce who's the traitor, and you murder their face, and like, ooh, did you get the right one? Who knows? Kind of thing. That's from what I understand. I haven't played it, but it does look interesting. I've heard some people really like it. It kind of fell under the radar, and now I feel like I'm hearing more about it now. And so it's a little on the pricier side now, unfortunately, because of that. Then we have Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. It's a racing game. I haven't played it yet, but racing. I assume it's more arcadey style, but I don't really know how it plays because I haven't played it yet. Okay, next we have one of my favorite games. Don't know where it is on my top whatevers, but it's like higher up there, and that's Nier. This is an action RPG with Yoko Taro, director. He's kind of strange, but this is a kind of dark, depressing world, and it has a lot of interesting mechanics that get mixed in, like, oh, suddenly now it has bullet hell elements, and ooh, it has some really good music, and ooh, I really love it. It's kind of hard to say why I like it because I don't want to get into spoilers. I have heard complaints about like the combat's a little janky in here, and yeah, probably, but I really like it anyway. There has been a remake of this that came out on PS4 pretty recently, and I have no idea how that one plays because I haven't heard anybody talk about it, but there's that, and apparently the combat's a little bit smoother. I'm a little unsure how I feel about that because I was kind of fine with a somewhat slower combat here, but we'll see. I'll be playing that eventually. And then we have Rain. This is a Japanese copy because I don't think there's an English physical copy. Maybe there is in Europe or something. But North America, no. This was digital only. And this is a explory, puzzly kind of story game, like a indie type game. Published by Sony. I don't know if Sony made it or not, but it's put out by Sony. And they didn't really... I feel like they didn't really market it that much. Like they sort of did, and then they're like, whatever, man. Haven't played too much of this because this is the Japanese copy, and I only recently bought a digital English copy, so when I get to that, I'll play that because I can read it. But it looks really nice, and it seems really interesting. Also, this physical copy, I think it was on the disc, came with a really awesome theme, and it actually came with a few themes and icons and some music or something. But the theme, one of the themes that is on here, is really, really awesome. It's a dynamic theme with like rain and stuff. It's really cool, and I don't think there's any other way to get it. It's not on the North American PSN store. Maybe it's on the Japanese one, but I don't know. I don't have an account to access that. But it's on here, and I got this for like $10 or $15 or something like that. So I'm like, yes, even if this game isn't very good or isn't for me, I got this awesome theme that I use all the time, and I love it every time I see it. So yay. It's probably not $10 or $15 now, though. I know the European copy, or some copy that might be in English, I guess, went way up in price. Then we have Shaun White Snowboarding. It's a snowboarding game. I guess Shaun White's a famous snowboarder? I don't know. I like kind of snowboardy games, and this one seems to be an openy worldy one. I've only played a little bit just to test it out, but it wasn't that expensive, and I like snowboard games. So eventually I'll get to this and play some more. Then we have Sonic Ultimate's Genesis Collection. That's a collection of Genesis games and some unlockable Master System games. A lot of classics on here, like a bunch of Sonic games, as you might imagine. Some Golden Axe. I know there's there's at least one Phantasy Star game on here. I think there's a few. There's a bunch. I can't list them all off the top of my head, but this is a nice collection. Then we have Splatterhouse, which I only have disc only because it's really expensive, even before PS3 store whatever was gonna shut down. Like it's been expensive for a long time. But anyway, this is a kind of a reboot of the Splatterhouse series, which originally came out on the PC Engine. I think there was some on the Genesis as well, or something like that. But it's been a long time since the series has had an entry, and this one is like a really action-packed smash, kill people, lots of gore. From what I've seen, I haven't played it quite yet, but it looks fun. The other reason why I also wanted to get this was it apparently comes with some unlockables of the older versions of the games, and those are very expensive too. So I think it ended up being cheaper for this to play those games than to buy all the other games. So yeah, I think it was like $80 or something like that for the disc, or maybe a little bit less. It's expensive. It's probably more now. I don't know. It's bonkers. Game prices are stupid right now. So then we have Steins Gate. This is a visual novel featuring lots of science and time travel-y stuff, and it can get really dark and depressing kind of stuff at times, but it's really, really good. Highly recommend it if you're at all interested in visual novels. If you're not interested in visual novels, this might not convince you because it does have quite a slow start, which is interesting to me, but I know a lot of people don't like that. But hey, I really like it. We have some Tales of games. I don't really have much to say about most of them because I haven't played really, because I haven't played all of them. We have Tales of Symphonia Chronicles, which comes with Tales of Symphonia and Tales of Symphonia Dawn of the New World. Then I have Tales of Graces F and Tales of Exilia. So Tales of games are action RPGs, pretty big series. I played Tales of Exilia and I really liked it, but I haven't really played any of the other ones. I played Exilia 2 a little bit and I was mad about it and I got rid of it, and now I regret that and want to get back, so that's kind of annoying. But yeah, a lot of people really like the series, so I really want to give it a shot. They're really big on characters and story, and I like those things. So we'll see. I do have problems sometimes with the action combat though. I'm just bad, so hopefully I can get past being bad to enjoy those other ones that I haven't played. And then we have Tears to Tiara 2 Heir of the Overlord. This is a strategy RPG from Aquaplus, who does Uto Maruno. And this kind of centers around this kind of rebellion to take back their land and stuff like that. And it's a very heavy visual novel, and but it does have strategy RPG stuff, and I'm actually not so bad with it. It's not too intimidating, maybe because I play on the easiest difficulty, but it does a lot for people who are bad at strategy RPGs to like be able to get through. Like, yeah, you can undo your turns and stuff like that. It's really friendly like that. I haven't gotten that far though, because around when I started it, I had to like switch accounts. Or not had to, I decided that it was best to switch accounts sooner rather than later, because I moved from Canada to the States. I originally made my PSN account Canadian, and now I'm in the States, but you can't use an American card on a Canadian store. It just won't let you, and it's very rude like that. So I was like, well, this is annoying, so let me just switch it over, peel the band-aid off and do it. So at the time, I started this on my Canadian account, and so now if I want to continue, like technically I could continue on my Canadian account, but I don't really want to. I just want to say no to that account and just continue on my American account. So I have to restart it, so whatever. And then we have Tokyo Twilight Ghost Hunters. I don't know what this is really at all. It seemed kind of weird and it was cheap, I think. There's a weird system with like senses, and I played a little bit to make sure it worked, and I just remember getting confused with the sense system, and I tried to lick a girl apparently. I was like, what? I thought that I was trying to talk to her, not lick her, but okay. So, alright. But it seems like they're hunting ghosts, but I don't really know much else about it. It's not one that people talk much about. Alright, this one is more Devon's game, and it's Valkyria Chronicles. Strategy RPG. This one is a little bit more action-y than, it's not a grid-based thing. I played a little bit and I'm really bad at it. So, there's a military type thing. I don't know much about the story, because I think I played the first mission or two, and then I just wipe. A lot of people really like that one though, so I'll give it another shot at some point. I'm just bad at strategy RPGs. Then you have The Witch and the Hundred Knight. Another kind of action RPG. This is from Nippon Ichi, and it seems kind of dark, but I don't know much else about it because I haven't played it yet. Yay! Finally, for the PS3, I have a whole bunch of Yakuza games, because I really like the Yakuza series, and I think I have all of them for the PS3. There might be one that I'm missing and I'm forgetting about it, but in any case, I have Yakuza 3, which unfortunately has a giant sticker on it. Yakuza 4. This is Yakuza 5. We never got a physical PS3 release in English, so I bought a Japanese one because I don't like digital giant games. Yakuza Dead Souls, and Yakuza Kenzen, or technically Ryuga Gotoku is Kenzen. So the Yakuza games, they're featuring Yakuza. It's open world and in Japan, beating people up, and a really gripping story generally. And I just really like them, or at least what I've played. 3, I've beaten and played at least the PS4 port, and the story's not as good as the first 2, but I still did enjoy it. There's a lot of fun things to do. 4, I unfortunately, I got really stuck really early on in my playthrough, so I haven't gotten very far, and I'm really sad about that, because the story has barely even started where I got stuck, so I need to restart it and try again. But this one introduces new characters. Normally it's just Kiryu, who's the Yakuza / ex-Yakuza. I don't remember if he leaves it or goes back. It's kind of confusing. But it introduces a few more characters, and yay, more shenanigans, assumedly, because I haven't gotten very far. So I haven't played, since I haven't beaten 4, I haven't played 5 yet, especially not the Japanese version, but it does have an English PS4 physical now, so yippee. Yakuza Dead Souls is a spin-off with zombies, which I also haven't played yet, because I don't know when I need to play it, but there's definitely one, or not when I need to, I don't know when I should play it, but there's definitely some characters that are introduced in 4 that are in here, so I don't really want to play it before that. Maybe I can play it after 4 or 5, I don't know, but I'll get to this eventually. And then, Ryuga Gotoku Kenzen, as it's called in Japanese. This one never came out in English. So in here, this is a spin-off from the main series, and it's instead in feudal Japan. All the characters from the regular Yakuza games are now characters in here, and they're samurai type people, assumedly. I don't know. It's definitely one that I want to play, but very Japanese heavy probably, and I assume that everybody's speaking in old Japanese. So that adds another layer of difficulty that I don't know I could handle right now. So that's fun. I hope that they make a PS4 port or remake or something of this, or PS5 I guess now would be probably, because I want to play this. I like feudal Japan type stuff, it's cool, but they're hesitant about that at the time. At the time, Yakuza they weren't as confident in that, so they didn't release as much, so that was annoying. Anyway, those are all the PS3 games I have so far. Let me know any thoughts on any of these, or any PS3 games that, your favorites or whatnot. Let me know. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you again in another video. Bye!